What's good, everybody? I'm back today on March 10, 2026 with another market review on how I took zero trades, how I avoided this choppy ass fucking no direction price action where it's just doing whatever it wants. So, coming into the day, I was higher time frame, I was bullish. Yesterday, or for this week, my weekly bias is bullish because we finally took out this low that I've been wanting for since February. I've been wanting this low to get taken. Month and a half. Month. Finally took out this low. We had the new week opening gap yesterday. That's why I was bullish yesterday. Got no entry to it. And then overnight, we displaced way higher through it, showing that, okay, we were reacting off of this. Hopefully, it doesn't fucking get us back into this range bound price action and we actually displace through all these highs. That would be beautiful, especially for my model, because I have a very low trade frequency in these conditions. That's why I've taken 2 trades in like the past 5 weeks. Not complaining though, preserving my capital, while an unprofitable mindset would continue trying to trade it the same way as if it was a trending clean market, but it doesn't work because it's not a clean trending market, and then you blow all your accounts and fuck over your capital. So coming into the day, higher time frame, I was bullish. However, we didn't rebalance this range at all. There's this unfilled 4-hour gap here. It wasn't filled on anywhere. So in my mind, it was like, okay, I would not, like, these are my two scenarios. I wanted to either see us maybe respect this hourly gap and disrespect this one, and then shoot higher a lot, showing, okay, we don't even want to retrace. We're just that bullish to these highs. And then get some type of continuation long to London high. Or we start displacing lower, respect this gap, disrespect this gap, and get a short to the 4-hour gap. Let me delete my alerts. But preferably, what would have been the best thing for me would have been if right at market open we went lower, built up structure, did something like where do we open? We open here, did something like this, boom, inversion. That would have been perfect for me. Let's say we had like LRL here, or maybe an equal high, something like that would have been my ideal scenario, because I am bullish. Like, there are times where higher time frame, like today, I am bullish, but short-term bias, I can see shorts play out just because we haven't rebalanced this range. But it is always higher probability for you to wait for the shorter time, or the lower, shorter bias to be in line with the higher time frame bias, instead of trying to trade the shorter bias. So yeah, right at market open, we didn't do shit. We just chopped for 25 minutes. So at this point, I was like, all right, let me wait for 10 a.m., see what 10 a.m. does. 10 a.m. opened up, respected both of these gaps, so it kind of was stuck in this range at NQ. But ES inverse this gap, came very close to this 4-hour gap. In my mind, it was like, all right, we're going to take it out. So theoretically, I would be looking for a 5-minute continuation. Like, if we open up a 5-minute gap, trade into it, and get a short, that's something I would be looking for. And that happened. And even if I wanted to take it, I couldn't have taken it because the internal low was taken. But let me explain why I didn't want to take it. Reason being, how choppy this whole range is. It's just, this is all choppy. This like leg isn't really clear. And it wasn't obvious. It seemed like it was forced, like I'm trying to trade chop, and just didn't make that much sense. There was more against me than like towards me. Like, we weren't bouncing off of a 4-hour gap. Like, this was disrespected. This 4-hour gap got inversed overnight. And it's always better to stay in line with bias, wait for this area to be taken and get a long from it, than to try and short to it. And CPI is tomorrow. There's no news today, so the price action today, the probabilities today tend to be worse. That's why I didn't want this short in the first place. Now, even if I wanted it, I couldn't have taken it because this low would have been my break even, or the internal low, and my rule set says I cannot take that trade. Even if I wanted to, let's say I targeted like a 1-to-1 because ES would have taken the 4-hour first, I would have had to break even at this low because this is just too short. And it would have gotten edged and it would have been a losing trade. So another time where me sticking to my rule set helped me avoid bad price action. It's obviously bad price action because we are just shooting up with no retrace at all. 3 unfilled 4-hour gaps in this leg, no retrace. And just like completely edge this low and are chopping around. So yeah, it's always good to have an entry model and stick to your entry model because it saves you from stuff like this, or at least with me. I've back tested it a lot, put in hours and hours of back testing, and that has shown me that sticking to this rule that I have for myself saves me more times than it doesn't. So that's basically it for today. Avoided the chop, and I decided not to throw any. Like, I was considering buying an eval or two to put on CPI tomorrow, just full port it so I can get back to funded stage. Since this is an eval, still stuck on eval stage. But I realized that that is just me reinforcing bad habits if I do that, and that defeats the whole purpose of the series, where I'm trying to just, no matter like if it's on just one fucking account, and if it takes a while, I'm trying to prove my discipline. After I prove my discipline, then I can start scaling up. Then I can start full porting evals or like throwing money on evals because I know I have that patience in me. I have that ability. And yeah, for tomorrow, honestly, I think we might actually even take this previous week high. Like in the rest of the day, just how bullish we are. But preferably, I would like for us to maybe retrace overnight. Something happened with CPI. Maybe CPI manipulates again, and the data low would be like protected or something, and then we can have some type of longs to previous week high. Because I am still bullish. Like, I wouldn't want us to, like, there's no reason for us to reverse here. It would suck if we just reverse here and start going lower and disrespecting this leg, inversing these gaps. So then that just shows that we're back in this choppy price range. And that sucks. It's good to get out of it. So that's it for today. I guess my bullish bias was right. Just it didn't play out how I wanted it. Shorts did make sense, but it was only short term. I would have rather this been taken out and me getting a long. That's what I thought to myself here. That's why I didn't take this. I was like, all right, if this short plays out and works, that means that we took this 4-hour low, this 4-hour gap. Now, if I'm bullish and I expect this 4-hour gap to be respected and get a long from there, why wouldn't I just wait for that to happen and then get the long? It would be better RR and it would be higher probability and it would be in line with my bias. And that's why I didn't take this trade. You have to always ask yourself, like, is this the best trade that can happen today? Is this an A+ setup? Is this like a setup worth taking? If I lose this setup, most important, if I lose this setup, will I be mad at myself for taking it? If the answer is yes, I will be mad at myself. Then it means that, okay, it's not a good entry. There's a reason for me being upset, maybe a rule broken or something like that. And this would have been a rule break. If this lost, I would have been pretty upset with myself because it wasn't high quality, it wasn't obvious. That's why I didn't take it. So, see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully the price action is a little bit better than today and yesterday. And I guess because of CPI, there is a chance of that because it increases volume, increases volatility, increases orders in the market. So maybe we can see some good movement. And if it's something that makes sense to me, I will gladly take a trade. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.